But just then, the guard stepped in. "What's happening?" the guard asked. "Didn't you see the apples?" Amadi stood up. "No, but it looks like someone has been here. Look at the bed," he said nervously. "You're thinking too much," the guard said, chuckling. "Maybe you ate them yourself. Come on, the king might already be looking for me." Amadi cast one last glance at the bed, then left. Ada exhaled in relief, almost trembling with exhaustion. She had been so close to being discovered. Her body was sleek with sweat, her heart pounding like a drum. Thanks to the guard's intervention, Amadi had not seen her. She almost felt like she could faint from relief. Ada waited for a few minutes, catching her breath, before quietly crawling out from her hiding place. She was panting heavily, her heart still racing. The 4 children were terrified. They didn't know her, and she was older than them. They were around 8 years old, while Ada was 12. Carefully, she gestured for them to calm down. Then quietly, she removed the ropes that had tied them. "I'll send them back," she thought to herself. "This time, everyone would believe me." As they stepped outside, Ada realized the problem. She didn't know the way back. It had taken her 3 days to get to this place, and she couldn't remember the roads she had taken. One of the children understood immediately. "Don't worry," he said. "We know the way." Luckily, they remembered exactly how they came. They had taken a shorter, different road on their journey here. It took them almost half a day to reach. The children were tired, but they were eager to see their parents. Without delay, they hurried off. Hours passed. By 5 in the evening, they had arrived at the village. When they reached the village square, they saw it packed with people. The king had gathered everyone. The issue of the missing children had become terrifying. Now, 4 children were missing at once. This was no longer a matter to joke about. The king wanted to put an end to it. Ada kept the children behind the crowd so they wouldn't get lost and so no one would notice them. Then quietly, she squeezed her way to the front. The moment she appeared, the whole crowd gasped. "Ada is back," they whispered. But no one was more shocked than Amadi. His jaw dropped. He had thought Ada was gone, maybe even dead. And yet, here she was, standing boldly in front of everyone. Ada immediately approached the king. She knelt down and wrote on the ground for the second time, "Amadi is responsible for the missing children." The crowd erupted into chaos. "You little witch, you should have stayed hidden," some shouted. "You are begging for trouble," another yelled. "You must be tired of living," someone else added. But Ada didn't listen. She continued trying to explain, her hands pointing towards the direction of the children. Finally, the king shouted, "Enough! I left you alone because of your age," he said sternly. "But now you have disobeyed me." He immediately ordered one of his guards to take her away. Ada's blood ran cold. The guard who stepped forward was the same one who walked with Amadi. She knew he could do something terrible to her. Yet, she refused to back down. She wanted the truth to be heard. And then, in the midst of all the chaos, something truly amazing happened. Ada's voice came out. A little at first. "Wait!" It grew louder. "Wait!" The guard froze, staring in disbelief. "Wait!" Ada shouted at the top of her lungs. The first word she had ever spoken in her entire life. Even amidst the chaos, her voice rang out clearly, the loudest sound in the village square, the entire crowd went completely silent. With boldness and anger surging through her veins, she spoke openly. Amadi is responsible for the kidnapping of those children. Amadi could not believe what he was hearing. It felt like the world had ended. Shock and terror spread across his face. Everyone around was stunned. Ada, a quiet, silent girl, could now speak. Jaw dropped, eyes widened. Not even the king could utter a single word. They all stared at her in disbelief. Ada moved forward with determination, exposing Amadi, the guard, and even the caretaker of the orphanage. Without delay, she walked through the crowd. People parted to let her pass. And there, to everyone's astonishment, were the 4 missing children. No one could believe their eyes. To prove the truth even further, Ada brought the children closer. The moment they saw Amadi, fear filled their faces. "He took us. He kidnapped us. He is the one," they cried out. The crowd turned to Amadi, staring in shock. No one could believe that such a respected, prestigious man could commit such a wicked act. Amadi knew it was over. He could not bear the humiliation, the shame, the exposure. In the final act of despair, he grabbed a knife and ended his own life right there in front of the entire crowd. A scream rose from everyone witnessing the scene. People began to wonder, was he also responsible for the disappearance of his own family? Immediately, the king ordered the guard and the caretaker to be taken away to meet their ancestors. They shared the same fate as Amadi. The king then walked up to Ada, knelt before her, and asked for forgiveness. This was something no one had ever seen him do before. Seeing this, the crowd followed suit, showing their respect and admiration. The king then adopted Ada as his daughter, cherishing her for the rest of his life. Ada became a legend in her town. Everyone respected her. She was treated as a princess and celebrated for her courage, her wisdom, and her voice that could not and would not be silenced.